4440981. And you can also tweet at smooth981 as well. We're streaming the show live on YouTube. So you can catch the live stream up on YouTube. Just search for Smooth981. Rotus. Okay. For a minute, I thought you were frozen there. And we're talking about how the cashless society is affecting social events as well. You said monopoly money at weddings. How does this work?
Yeah, it's good morning. It's something I saw trending on social media over the past 24 hours. So there was one particular wedding where they created their own currency, sort of notes that are supposed to represent real money. And so what you do is, if you plan on spraying the couple with, I don't know, 50,000 naira, you will make a transfer of 50,000 naira to someone at the wedding, and they will now give you 50,000 naira in their play money. So you then now take that 50,000 in play money that is not actual naira, and then you go and spray the couple. Meanwhile, you've transferred the actual naira electronically to them. And so that's how, so the video, I think I sent the video to you. If I haven't, I can send it to you. But so the video was making the rounds yesterday. And so in light of everything that's been going on in terms of, everything that's been going on, this was a very interesting development.
Wow. No more worries about someone picking up the money and slipping away into thin air. No more worries.
Exactly. Well, it's even hard to even do that, even with real money, because the moment you spray it, there are people who immediately jump down and then start picking them up. So, it's in front of everybody. And if you're not part of the production team, if you're not part of the organizers, and you try and pick some of that money, there might be problems. So it's not a good idea to pick money that you sprayed or anything like that.
Right. And this is good as well, because, the CBN a couple of weeks ago reiterated their position on the charge of people who deface the naira, the money bouquets and things like that. So it means people can now spray this play money without any fear of being in trouble.
Exactly. I mean, this was especially happening when people weren't able to find any notes, when the notes were really scarce as the deadline got closer. And then right then you were seeing, videos of people at weddings, one particular wedding. I mean, the way they were spraying these new notes, they just didn't seem to care, and it got a lot of people really angry. And people haven't really cared much about the spraying of notes at these weddings and all these social events. They haven't really cared because, the currency was in, old notes were in supply. But the moment there was this supply crunch and you had people not able to get their hands on notes, and then you now see, a couple of Nigerians just spraying money and dancing up on that, it really riled up a bunch of people. So, yeah, I guess this was a good move.
All right, I have to agree. Now, we understand there's a digital version of this in India. Something similar was also seen in Nigeria in 2021. How did it work?
Yeah, so it's a QR code. The video, I need to find the video from that happened in Nigeria. This was, I think it was dated 2021, late 2021. They put a QR code, they put it on a piece of paper and plastered it up on a wall. And what you did was you went to the QR code and you scanned it with your phone. And then you would, essentially, the QR code was for the couple. And you would now type in how much money you want to transfer to them. It's almost like when you're paying for groceries at the supermarket, and you tap the QR code, and then now, it prompts how much is this cashier will now put in how much you're going to pay for all your goods that you've purchased from the supermarket. and then you tap the QR code, and then instantly the money is transferred. There's also, I think we talked about this either on Friday or the Friday before for Tech Friday. Cowrie Cards, this news company that is paying for, allowing people to pay for their BRT bus rides, where it's a tap and pay. They just tap and then the money goes from their card over here. So I saw that it was somewhere in Nigeria where they were dancing around. And in India, they did the same thing. They scanned the QR code, sent the amount of money they wanted to send to the couple, and then right there in the wedding, they now, just for effects, they now started, using their phone and shaking the phone around their heads as if they were spraying them with digital money. So maybe that's where we're going. As far as the future of spraying money is concerned.
So do you have any idea, though, why people actually always feel the need to spray money?
Yeah, I know. That question came up when this video with this Monopoly money was shown. Like, why do you have to do it so bad? And maybe it's a cultural thing. I don't know. What do you think? I think it's a cultural thing. I'm not really, maybe there's just this, it's tradition at a wedding to spray a couple or a birthday celebrant with money. In the United States, I know amongst Black Americans, when somebody's birthday, they pin money to their chests. So when they just pin it to their chest, which I guess is an invitation to get more money or something. So maybe it could be a cultural thing. But yeah, I don't know. Well, what do you think? Do you think it's cultural?
I think it is cultural, but I have to say, though, quite recently, the last couple of years, it just seemed like the spraying of money went from being a traditional thing to something almost tacky, to be honest. Because right. So I don't know what changed in that time.
Yeah. Maybe. I mean, there's this, of course, these socialites and these nightlife people that took over the thing and wanted to use it to show off how wealthy they are. It would be interesting to see with technology and with digital money, will it change? That's where children that are not born yet and who are born tomorrow or next week that attend weddings and see people spraying digital money, maybe they grow up and don't really get used to it, and the whole thing, there's a generational change. Who knows? It'll be very, very interesting.
All right, I've got a message coming through from Zikolo, who spells my name wrongly and now owes me money. He says, the new strategy about spraying cash at parties is another confirmation of Nigerians' ability to think outside the box and provide solutions. Trust us, we will always find our ways around any situation. Thank you for that.
Yeah,
all right.
Indeed.
So you filmed a video in a business center here in Lagos that was advertising the Naira swap services for people. Can you tell us how it's supposed to work?
Yeah, so you trust Lagosians, they're hustlers. They hop on these things real quick. They're offering to help people to fill out the form on the CBN's website to get credit for their old Naira notes. Although that did expire, to my knowledge, on the 17th. But I asked the guys there, they said it's still continuing. I don't think it is. I think it's done. But from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m., you go on the CBN website, you fill out a form online, telling them your name, giving them your BVN, and so on and so forth, and then telling them how much money in cash of those old notes you have. And then you take it to a CBN center, and then you swap it. They give you credit for it. You also have to give them your bank account number. So apparently, for people who didn't know how, I guess, to fill out the form, they were offering that as a service. And I remember, you can't do it for third parties. You cannot fill out information for somebody who is not you. So that the person who is filling out the form, or the person whose information is being filled out on the form, has to be the same person that is going to the CBN center to get credit for the cash. So the business centers have turned it into a business, saying, hey, if you have old cash, we'll fill out the form for you, and then you can take your reference number to the CBN center and then get your credit for your cash for a fee. So they're jumping on it, and any opportunity to make money. Those guys, they're sharp, they're fast. You don't play around with them.
I like that, they're being creative and they're trying to actually solve a problem, because some of the
Yeah,
people probably might not have access to the internet or even know their way around the
right.
internet and all that. I've got a message from
Exactly.
Ogene Ochuku, and he says, I've observed that the CBN are not promoting the e-Naira enough, which would have eased the Naira shortage in circulation. In addition, commercial banks are not reassuring customers of the reliability of the online payment options. So I'm a bit embarrassed to say this, but I really do not know how the e-Naira works.
Well, yeah, no, I got a text from the CBN saying that I should take advantage of the e-Naira. So I have seen messages here and there, and
Mm.
basically with the e-Naira, you have to fund your wallet with an existing bank account. So you essentially transfer money from the bank account to that particular wallet, and then going forward, the e-Naira now becomes a payment option for you if you're paying for plane tickets, if you are, whatever it is you're doing, there's an e-Naira option, and then you would now use your wallet in order to fund whatever it is you want to purchase. So that's essentially how it works. And I've heard them in a couple press conferences, mention it. So, but yeah, they really should be promoting it a lot more. But I personally, because I remember I applied for it. My application was now hanging for some reason, but then now it's ready. I got a message saying, hey, listen, your e-Naira is ready. Try using it, and so on and so forth. So they're trying to build on that to get more cashless transactions going.
All right, let's take a trip to Kaduna State. Governor El Rufai has a rather different opinion from the federal government and the CBN with regards to this Naira, the entire process really, and deadlines and all. How do you think that is working out for him so far?
Yeah, it doesn't seem to be working out. So I was watching some TV, and I was seeing people in Kaduna being interviewed, and they don't seem to be complying because the old notes are generally not being accepted. He's tried to defy the federal government and defy the central bank. Although people would say that the federal government and the central bank are defying the Supreme Court, that put an injunction in place saying that they should still keep accepting old notes. So it depends on who is defying who. But people on social media have been calling him, the Federal Republic of Kaduna, that, you should jackpot to Kaduna, go and get visas to Kaduna, and it's now calling itself its own country. But he's been encouraging businesses there not to stop using the old notes, but it doesn't look like it's working. It looks like people are abandoning the old notes over in Kaduna.
Deepo via WhatsApp says it's not about the spraying of money, it's more about the physical handling of money. Money sprayed is money handled, which gives a level of psychological fulfillment. There's just the psychological reaction we feel as humans when we see money. Like, well, explain with this cash crisis that cash at hand is different from cash in bank. Cash at hand gives a higher level of financial guarantee than cash in bank. Your cash in the bank can be charged. You can be charged for not doing anything, but cash at hand, you cannot be charged until you actually carry out a transaction.
So your point, that's a fair point. Fair point there from him. Fair point.
We're almost out of time, but I want to ask this one. It's the last week before elections. What do citizens need to do as we get closer to Z-Day?
Well, I mean, everybody else needs to be safe. Stock up on food and drink. Pay your whatever streaming service you use to watch movies. Pay that up. Same thing with cable TV. Make sure you have your PVC. Don't wear any political party gear out there. Probably don't talk to anybody about who you plan to vote for. Don't start any arguments. Just stay safe. Make sure your votes are counted, and then head on home. I believe Saturday is D-Day, so let's all get ready. Let's vote, and let's just be safe.
All right. Well, thank you for that, Rotus, and thanks for being on the show this morning.
All right. Thanks for all your messages as well. Thank you, Zibby. Guess I'll catch you guys tomorrow morning.
All right, then. Do stay with us. There is a lot more to come on the Smooth Breakfast.